What's up, guys? This is a Suzuki Carryccino update. It is where my Suzuki Carry will get a heart transplant from a Suzuki Cappuccino.
I hope you have double pants on.
So I don't get the tetanus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oy. Okay, I'm in the hole. Ooh. This isn't bad.
It isn't?
Can you see my feet?
I see the glove spinning.
It's been dragging on much longer than I expected, and I hope to have it done by December, and here we are, middle of January, still not done. Maybe halfway? I don't know. Let's go over some of the hiccups I've ran into. They're not really issues, but they are issues, but then we can figure out exactly what is actually required for this swap to happen. First off, the Cappuccino has a oil filter kind of relocation thing. It's like a 90-degree elbow. How it works is it goes into the thing there. The engine's upside down right now, but it would be like this, and the oil filter will hang out this way, right there. In the Carry, it didn't have that. The oil filter went straight onto the block right there. So I am actually not going to use this in the truck because I want to steal this for my Suzuki Carry. So I'm taking this off, and I'm seeing that it's different here. You can see how there's like a nut here, and then it's like a smooth shank. Over here on the Carry block, you're going to see that it's a similar situation here with the 3 holes for those bolts. I won't be using the 3 holes here, but this is a threaded rod. It's 3/4 16 thread, just regular oil filter thread. In this case, I'll have to pull the stud out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 nuts on there and just crank it off. Let's give that a try. I bought these nuts here. Screw one on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lock them together, and then I can theoretically twist this off. Oh, I think I got it. Oh yeah, it came out. Look at that. Okay. I'm sure I probably could have bought a new one of these. I don't know. So the 2-nut method worked. Got this off. I'm going to clean this gunk off of it. It's got coolant and oil all over this. It came out of the block. So this gives me some hope here because I'm going to put this down here. And now I'm going to try to remove that guy. Just crank this off, right? Ooh, okay. This one was a lot easier, of course. See, that whole shaft just turns now. All right. Very similar situation here. 2 threaded rods. This one accepts the Cappuccino right angle oil filter relocation thing, and this just accepts an oil filter straight onto the block. Looks good. This one had gasket material or something on it, so I got to clean this off. I don't know if I can just use this. Just kind of scrape that off. Oops. So I picked at that for a little while now, and that's going to suck. I'm going to try to get some solvent to see if I can dissolve it a little bit and help lift that off. A few weeks ago, I was actually working on this, and I was pretty excited that I was able to clean off my oil pan finally. And let me get this out so I can show you. So this was all clean. All that gunk was removed, and I was able to fit the Carry's oil pickup tube, so it fits properly with this. I even determined I could leave the dipstick alone and not have to do anything with that hole. That saved me a bunch of work. I was super happy with it. I was super excited. I put all the silicone and stuff down, and then I did this. I put this guy back in. Everything lined up. But then I realized after I sealed it, I was like, wait a minute. My oil drain for the turbo drain is not here. And I realized I messed up, and I had to pry it all apart and order some parts for a little bung. But yeah, that didn't work out either because, you know, the bung doesn't work because gravity doesn't work like that. How it works is the oil goes right down. It goes into that little spout. You can kind of see it over there. See how the spout just kind of goes in the top of the baffle there? That's not how the Carry's oil pan is. The Carry's oil pan, it goes below the baffle, and then not only that, all the oil is over here, and that's why the baffle's like this, because this sits at a 45-degree slant with this side down. So I'm gonna flip you upside down. I don't know if that works. So we're looking at it like this. So I finally got this thing in the mail, and I was looking at it, and it hit me, and I realized I have another problem. I don't think this will work. So many different little problems. This is the exhaust and turbo side of the engine, and it's gonna be the side that's facing downwards a little bit on like the 45-degree slant the motor sits at. The oil pan's not attached, it's just on there. Maybe I should put a bolt on. Yeah, you know what, I'll put a bolt on. So now I'm gonna rotate this to simulate what it's gonna look like in the truck, or at least what I think it's gonna look like. Oops. Actually, no, that's probably okay. I believe this is how the motor is supposed to sit in the truck, or at least it's pretty close to what it's supposed to be like. It's actually okay that the oil pan's dangling like that, because now I can see the inside of it. I'm gonna go to this side, and this side will be the bottom side. The turbo will be like this, and the oil drain will go diagonally that way. I think it'll be a problem, because if I put this right here, when this is on the slant, like how it's supposed to be, all the oil is over here. Would this even work? Oh man. Looking this over some more, I seem to have a massive problem on my hands. The turbo cannot drain oil this way and into a fitting that way, because that's gonna be full of oil. With the engine at a slant like this, the oil level in this guy is probably like that, or something like this, right? And therefore, if I have a fitting right here, that's just gonna be full of oil. This won't drain down into there how it's supposed to. I thought about bringing the hose like somehow forward this way and then into even like there, into the dipstick hole or whatever, one of these holes, or just a new hole. That's not viable either, just because of gravity, I think, because it's gonna go down and then it has to go around into there. Well, maybe it can go just slanted, but if it's not free-flowing enough, I don't know if that's gonna be a problem. It'll back up into the turbo, and then it'll probably like smoke out. I don't know, it's gonna do bad things. So I Googled the solution, I talked to some friends. It seems to be a remote like oil drain, and then there's like a secondary pump or something if that can't free flow into the oil pan itself. The intake side of the oil pan, this side, is going to be facing up, so theoretically I could either use one of these, or I can drill in a new one and have a new spout, because this is the oil fill for the Carry, and this is the dipstick. In the Cappuccino, it had a dipstick that goes whoop up the side here, and the oil fill was actually in the valve cover. I'm going to reuse some of this stuff, so if I mount a remote reservoir somewhere and just have a little pump that kind of just keeps feeding the oil back into here, it kind of increases the oil capacity, and I don't know, maybe that helps with a little bit of cooling, but I mean, it's gonna be negligible. For now, that's all I have. It's kind of dragged on because I'm kind of procrastinating because I ran into these little things. I'm happy I got the oil filter things out, so I guess I'm a little bit more motivated now, but I do need to get this back together. I'm lucky that it hasn't snowed, so I don't really need it. This was supposed to be easy. Maybe it gets easier? I don't know. No, it doesn't get easier. Right, I just remembered. So, this is the valve cover, and that's the intake manifold. This is like 6-7 inches out, or I mean, this is already wider, so we're gonna be a bunch out. When the engine is mounted under here, I have the rear-wheel drive model, so I'm not entirely screwed. The motor actually sits completely behind the cab, which is right here. That's where the cab is. This is where the cab divides to the bed. I believe the intake manifold will hit the bottom of the bed and it will not clear. So the next part I have to do is actually raise the bed. So I'm gonna have to unbolt the entire bed and add like a 2-inch like steel like tube all the way around, the square tube, and then raise the bed 2 inches. But guess what? If I'm lifting the bed 2 inches and building a frame all the way around, what's that sound like? It sounds like a dump truck. It also sounds like a scissor lift truck. So I'm gonna have to buy square tubing and weld this thing up and install a hydraulic piston in here so I can go whoop, 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 whoop. But I don't know. I'm not even here yet. Like I'm still stuck over here. Hopefully I'll have more progress on this very soon. But I don't know. It's been dragging. I'm not happy with this. It's this is really in my way, and I don't have a truck to use. I don't know. It's kind of depressing. It's a drag. So this is in the way. I can't do my engine overhaul for that. Because I don't want to have 2 engines, well, 3 engines sitting around here. And my transmission, I probably shouldn't be storing like that because now it's leaking and it's all over the place. But, okay, well, I did this to myself. So thank you for watching. Comment if you can help me out with some of my issues here. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next time.